Our community. In this video,
I've
I will show you
long
how
waited
I
to
get
assault this
the
place.
Miracle Achievement for War for the Overworld. So let's get started.
The you the, Our triumph is
First I
close at
will pick
hand,
out an
Underlord.
area to the enemy.
Do
And
try
I
and
will sum
enjoy
as
the
much int
moment.
as possible because I have to be fast.
Not enough mana.
The first room I built is the beast tent because they do not need a portal to some creatures. Refer to the Oculus will immediately attack the enemy. And now I prepare for the next room and I will build the barracks because I need some melee units. As you can see, I attack the enemy from begin on.
A Skark has entered your dungeon. Insufficient mana. You have insufficient
And now I will
gold.
dig to the portal on the right hand side because there's a gold shrine beneath it and some gold resources.
A Bafu has entered your dungeon.
Here you have it. And this will be the room for the cultists, because at level 4 they can heal my creatures so I don't have to.
A Gnarling has entered your dungeon.
Now I will take care of the basic needs of my creatures.
Gold Shrine claimed.
And always have an eye on the health of your creatures if they need some healing.
A cultist has entered your dungeon.
And now I will search for the portal on the left hand side because it's further away and I have some time not to reach the maximal amount of the creatures yet. Now I will focus more on melee units to support my ranged creatures.
An Augur has entered your dungeon. Your minions fight the enemy.
Yeah, and also I built Necromancer because in my mind it's one of the most useful creatures in the combat and also after.
A Chunda has entered your dungeon.
this point, it's important that the creatures stay attacking the door and don't look at the side doors because there are enemies in it and they will hurt them and probably kill them.
Your minions are under attack. A necromancer has entered your dungeon.
On this early stage I try that my creatures stay in this room because there are patrols out there, and I mostly attack the door on the right hand side, or if a creature tries to flee, I have to slap them to correct the course. And always try to heal the creatures who flee, because they will join the battle in a few.
Good. The chains loosen.
And now I build some further rooms, because I think as more rooms I have, as more creatures can join my dungeon faster.
Your minions are being attacked. A succubus has entered your dungeon.
And this little piece of junk will stop the following creatures, so sometimes I will destroy it, but mostly I will skip it. And yes, I will go for the orb on the right side, because I think there are weaker enemies there.
A cracked pot has entered your dungeon. You have insufficient gold.
And when I heal my units, I attempt to heal my melee units, because they are most
Your
likely to
minions are
die.
under attack. A beastmaster has entered your dungeon. Not enough mana.
At this stage, the enemies become stronger, so I have to kill some imps to cast more spells.
Their power weakens under Lord. Press on! Your minions fight the enemy. Insufficient mana. You have insufficient mana to cast that spell. Insufficient mana.
At this point, I recommend to save your game, because this is the most critical point for your achievement, because it depends on luck, how fast your ally will attack and go further, and also how your creatures react.
It is payday. Insufficient mana.
At this attempt, I tried to just rush it, but my creatures attacked the upper doors, and the enemy forces in there are much stronger and I think much more as mine. So just avoid that your monsters go there.
You are out of mana.
Now I've lost some creatures.
Insufficient mana. You are out of mana. You are out of mana. Not enough mana. You are out of mana.
Another mistake I made is I clicked directly on the orb with the flag, and the creatures won't get it where to go, and so they will just wandering around,
Not
sometimes
enough
they
mana.
won't attack the enemies.
Insufficient mana. Your minions fight the enemy.
And if your ally attack the orb one single time, you can't get the achievement
Creatures
anymore.
assaulting your...
Here I kill even more imps, because on my last try it worked pretty well with the amount of mana I got.
Underlord.
At this try, I set the flag a little bit lower, so that my creatures won't attack the upper doors. But you can't really prevent that. One or two of your creatures will always attack the doors. I tried that all of my creatures attack the door, so I set the flag inside the room.
Necromancer has entered your dungeon.
And when the door is crushed, I set the flag on the edge of the orb. The most important thing at this stage is just detect the orb, ignore everything else.
You have insufficient mana to cast that spell. Insufficient mana. Your creatures are in combat. A succubus has entered your dungeon.
And now I
Only
send all my
one
creatures
obelisk
back,
remains.
because my
Tear
head
this
of the
final
dungeon will
idol
get
down.
attacked. And don't forget to destroy your flag. Now there's the defending part. That shouldn't be that hard. If some mana remains, you can shoot some lightning bolts at your enemies to stun them, or just patch up your units. And now, the most easy part. Just give your monsters a little bit time to patch up, and if you have some necromancers, there will some ghouls.
A Chanda has entered your dungeon. Not enough mana. We seem to have a bit of a cash flow problem. A ghoul has risen in your crypt. 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 A Skarg has entered your dungeon.
That isn't really necessary, because the succubus haven't enough time to convert the enemy, but I do it cause I can.
A Beastmaster has entered your dungeon.
I will save now, because I prepare an attack, so if my attack is a failure, I simply can reload the game, so nothing bad will happen.
A shadow has entered your dungeon. Your minions are under attack. You have insufficient mana to cast that spell. You are out of mana. Your minions are in combat.
Your evil will find No purchase here. Come at me, you ethereal wretch. Is this possible?
And here you are. I sent my creatures back because
Again
my hit
and
of the
again,
dungeon got attacked,
the
but didn't
Empire's
have to,
finest
because
fall
the mission is
before
already
your
done.
fury. You truly have a knack for murder, Underlord. Solid work, Underlord. The Kinos is ours for the taking. Your minions are in combat.
It's beautiful. Ah, that power. No. The Kinos belongs to me.
Another turn
I got the achievement now, but you can't see it because I turned my Steam overlay off.